Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. And in today's video, we are going to be training my Criollo Dawn. Her name's actually Donatella, but they didn't have that, so we had to call her Dawn. So yeah, she's named after a character in the series I've been reading, or I just finished reading, Caraval. So there you go. It was a good reading experience. I think I rated like the whole series like 4 stars, 4 out of 5. You know, it was good. I enjoyed it. Is it like the most brilliant thing I've ever read? Absolutely not. But did I have a good time? I had a great time. You know, it was great. Reading has always definitely been one of my favorite pastimes. I'm really sad because I don't really have as much time for it as I used to. Because like when you're like 10, you have a lot of time, so I would just read a lot of books, you know. I read a lot of Warrior Cats in middle school. I was a Warrior Cat girly. Never became a furry. Never really got into the Warrior Cat art side of the fandom. Was more just into making up my own clans and writing fan fiction about Warrior Cats, and it was a beautiful thing, a beautiful time, and it really actually got me into writing too. I found a few of my journals that I filled with these warrior fan fictions a couple months ago when I cleaned out my closet, and they were an adventure. I will say that they were something. I would literally make like these huge clans and then would like write these ginormous stories that did not make any sense. I mean, I would have like 4 like point of views from different characters going at like this in the same book, which is like, you know, that can be really cool if it's done by like
a professional and not a 12-year-old.
But, you know, I tried my best, and they're not the worst thing I've ever read, but they're not the greatest, but I had fun, so that's all that matters. Man, I just dropped some hot lore right there. Rin used to be a little Warrior Cats girly. I never got the ears and the tail though, okay guys? Never did that. So my mom was super into getting us to read when we were younger. And not like in the way some parents are, where they're like, read a book, you little maggot. But like in a really nice way, where like she would like help us find books that like we liked. So like, for example, one of my sisters read comic books, but at least, you know, she was reading, and that's like, my mom was like, yeah, we'll get you comic books. So my sister read a lot of Archie comics, Calvin and Hobbes, you know, that type of stuff. And then like for me, I was kind of into the more like adventure. I always liked a good, you know, not really, I don't know if it was fantasy, but you know, very high paced books. So we were very lucky in the fact that we had tons of access to all sorts of books, that pretty much whatever we wanted to read, we could. And then we also read a lot of like classic like literature, I guess. So like we read like a lot of Jane Austen and stuff like that, which actually gave me a very good basis for reading when I was little. So definitely was very blessed in the fact that I got some really cool reading in when I was little. But a lot of the book series I read when I was little were like Magic Tree House, Super Kids. Trying to think what else. Magic Tree House and Super Kids are probably the ones I read when I was really little. You know, always the random standalones. Encyclopedia Brown I wanted to be Encyclopedia Brown. He's like this like kid detective who like solved mysteries or something like that, and I was like convinced that I was going to be as smart as him. Never became as smart as him, but you know, I tried. And then when I got older, I read a lot of Hardy Boys, Nancy Drew, stuff like that. And then Warrior Cats. And then I took a break from reading, actually. I think just, I don't know, maybe got burnt out on it, kind of forgot about it. And then when I got back into high school, I picked it up again. So if you guys ever want book recommendations, there's a good chance I could find something for you that you would enjoy. I'm not very picky either. I read a lot of genres because I just kind of don't really care if it's a book, I'll read it. The weirdest thing is when I was little, okay, this is gonna make me sound old. I'm okay guys, I'm not trying to be like back in my day, but you know, when I was a wee lad, a lot of kids would make fun of me for reading and like liking to read. Like it was kind of weird, and no one really wanted to read a book because, you know, that's what your parents want you to do, kind of thing. And now reading's like its own aesthetic. Like, I found this out like probably 2 years ago, and I was like, hold up, they made this a thing now? There's like Book Talk and BookTube and all that. And I'm like, wait, this is cool now? Like, what? I was actually shocked, because like when I was little, like I was lucky where I had friends who also liked to read, but I also got plenty made fun of by people for really liking to read. And I'm not trying to be
like, oh, I'm not like other girls.
That's not it at all. There's plenty of people who like to read already, but there was like this weird thing where like only the really weird kids read, or only the like, I don't know, awkward kids read, or something like that. And so like it was just weird, because like I was on, I don't remember where I was, but I think I was like going through like YouTube shorts or something one day, and they were like all these like book like type all this book content, and I was like, wait a second, I was like, this is cool now. I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, it makes me happy that people are reading more now, because I think reading is very good for the soul, and I think it's funny how sometimes now there are some readers who are like, I've been here before, like reading was cool, and I'm like, why are we now gatekeeping reading? Like, reading is so good, pretty much. Like, it's just good for your brain. It's good for like, it just exercises your brain in a really good way. So I find it funny when people are like, I was here before reading was cool, and I was like, well, good for you, Barbara. Nobody cares. But yeah, that got a lot deeper than what I meant it for it to be. But I'm glad reading is coming back in style. Okay, I'm going to try and get... There's more races in Dundle, I know. But I don't really know my way around Dundle that good, if I'm being completely honest. So I'm going to try to get over there. I think you have to get over here. So we're going to go this route. They released the Next Up in Jorvik thing today, and I could not help but be a little disappointed. I'm going to be completely honest, y'all. The medieval thing that they released instead of the birthday update last year, they're like expanding on it, I guess, which is kind of cool. I'm like, wow, Star Stable actually... Oh, I'm in the fence. Okay, I need to stop. But the fact that, you know, Star Stable is actually going to finish something they started is pretty impressive. I'll give them props for that. But did it have to be the medieval area? That I'm just like a little disappointed, I will admit. The medieval area is just... It's just kind of... I don't know. It feels weird. It feels very out of place. Like, why is it just in the middle of a field? Totally just... I don't know if I read the quest, like, wrong, or if I missed something. But, like, I can't tell if this is, like, a Ren Fair type thing, or if it's, like, supposed to be, like, actual medieval thing. I don't really know what it is. I just did the quests and then never went back. It's a weird area that I'm sure it's for somebody, but for me, the only good thing that came out of the medieval area was the hair. There are going to be new dragons, though, they said, which is kind of cool. The pet dragons are really cute, but I would never drop that many star coins on a pet just because I feel like it's kind of a waste. But maybe one day I'll have a dragon and then you guys can all laugh at me. There's also going to be new magical horses, I think, if I'm reading the news correctly, which will be fun. I don't really care for the magical horses. I generally don't grab them, but I always like to at least look at them. The crazy thing is they're not putting horses in the game files anymore. So then the people who try to do the spoilers aren't doing the spoilers anymore. And now it's like, I don't know. It's like kind of weird because we actually now have to like wait and we can't just spoil it for ourselves. But I'm like, I don't know how I feel about it. Cause like I totally get why they don't want their game spoiled. You know, like it takes away the element of surprise. But then I'm also like, we've had spoilers for so long, and it's always like kind of part of the fun of like, you just kind of, I don't know, it's like almost part of the community culture kind of now, where it's like we just spoil the game for ourselves, that it's just like it feels weird not having those spoilers. So I don't know how I feel about it. I like there have been times where I like purposely haven't spoiled something for myself just because like I was like, I want the element of surprise, but then
I want spoilers too sometimes.
It did though take them way longer to put the Criollos in the game than it did like for most horse releases, and a lot of people were saying it's because they weren't already in the game files, so it took longer. So I don't know if they're gonna have to find a new system to do that, or if it's just gonna take longer now. I don't know. Though a lot of people were saying they weren't as excited to like look at the Criollos because they didn't have any like thing to go off of, which I was like, well, I was like, that's kind of how it works for most games. You don't totally know what you're getting into until they come out. But you know, it's a weird thing. Let's actually, since I'm talking about it, let's go to the medieval arena. Sorry. I didn't release a video on the Criollo because I don't know. I feel like it's like kind of repetitive, and pretty much everything that I had to say was pretty much just how it is. I really didn't have anything new to add to what a lot of other people were already saying, so I was like, didn't really feel a need to like make a video on it because like that's a lot of repetitive content, but maybe that's just me. So if you guys want to hear my opinion, let me know, but otherwise I don't know if I'll be making a lot more buying horse videos. I feel like I agreed with a lot of the people who already made videos, and so I was just kind of like, And during on Wednesdays, I do not have time to make a video. Like Wednesdays are during one of my busier days, and so I was like, I don't have time for this. I'm sorry. Can we just say how I just nailed that jousting while talking? Like that was kind of impressive if I do say so myself. Also, I need your guys' opinion on the outfit. I actually really like this outfit. Made it a couple days ago. Thought it turned out kind of cute, but I also am like, it's a little different than my usual style. I feel like my usual style is very realistic, very like neutral generally. Oh, I have been really bad about finding these dolls, but at least I found one. But yeah, I feel like, I don't know, I kind of like it, but I need your guys' opinion on it because I'm not sure. I have finally finished editing the last realistic roleplay that I recorded like forever ago. So now I just need to voice over it, which is my least favorite part. I wish I could just do it in my head and magically have my voice appear on the video, but that's sadly not how it goes. I don't know. I hate doing the voiceover for realistic roleplays. It's so weird, and I'm very picky, so I try to record one and then end up redoing the whole thing like 2 days later. So it's just kind of one of those things where I put it off and then procrastinate and then just never do it. But I promise, guys, it's coming soon. We're also gonna get like the championship ranks next week again. I have never participated in those, and I'm low-key thinking, should I make like a little mini series of me trying to do the championship ranks? I think that could be kind of funny. Because I absolutely suck at championships. I can't do them. Like my brain, I don't know what it is. I just can't. But I do need to continue my championship series of my, all my championships. So I think we're going to have to continue that. The championship ranks are so weird. Well, they're not weird, but like, I feel like they're like not very well advertised, or they're really hard to find. And so barely during Christmas, I had no idea they were going to go on. Like I was going to make this whole like little mini series because I was on Christmas break of like trying to do the things. But then like I never really got around to it because I always just forgot about it. Because I feel like it's kind of, once it starts, it feels very underground in a way. So I wonder, I feel like they should find a way to like make them more prevalent without being in people's faces, which is a hard balance to find. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this little yap session, and I hope you got some training done, and let me know how your day's going. I hope it's going well. And that's it for this video. I'll see you next time, guys. Have a marvelous day. Bye. Goodbye.